Mr. Mad Dog Mike Angus, we are back with another episode, proudly sponsored by Skiddle, of course, of Barbed Wire, Barbed Wire episode 3. First of all, my friend, it's been a couple of months since we've done one of these, but how the devil are you?
Great stuff, Johners. Absolutely brilliant to catch up with you as always. And yes, as we mentioned there, sponsored by Skiddle. It was great to catch up with the Skiddle gang down in London at the Freshers Festival of the weekend. And they were on absolute top form. So do brilliant on our tickets for us for TNT. So make sure to head over, check them out, and pick up your tickets, obviously, for the September 28th, 29th party that we're going to be having in Liverpool. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And as always, Johners, I'm so excited to catch up with you. And let's chat all about Effy's Big Gay Brunch weekend. It's just going to be madness in Liverpool.
There we go. This is what we're on about. Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender. We've got 4 shows to look forward to, presented by TNT Extreme Wrestling, of course, over September the 28th and 29th from Fusion in Liverpool. These are the 4 shows we're going to be breaking down, Mike, that we're going to be talking about and hyping up all the matches and everything that's been announced, including 1 or 2 exclusives, I understand. But starting on the 28th, you've got Ignition, Ignite the Fire, followed by Effy's Big Gay Brunch presents Rainbow Rumble later on that evening. Then the following day, Sunday the 29th, you've got TNT Wrestling presents Nation of Collaboration, followed by the main show of the weekend, Effy's Big Gay Brunch in Liverpool on the 29th. It's going to be absolutely amazing. A crazy, busy weekend. Busy weekend for you. I mean, you're already the busiest person in professional wrestling in the UK, Mike. You're going to be even busier that weekend.
Can't wait for it. It'll be amazing. Every time Effy and Ali Catch and all the gang come over, we have so much fun in Liverpool, and it's they absolutely bring the party. And Effy's Big Gay Brunch is always something very special. We're so proud that TNT can host Effy's Big Gay Brunch in the UK, and it's just gonna be wild. And we're bringing in some of the most colourful and charismatic characters from around the UK and Europe to be involved in this one, and obviously. Effy's bringing some of the gang from the States, so it is going to be a wild one. You said, John, about me being busy. I always keep him busy. You know, you've got to be busy, John, otherwise I get bored. So, so I'm in Glasgow, Scotland tomorrow. I was in London at the weekend, Stratford-upon-Avon yesterday, and obviously we've got Progress coming up on Sunday at the weekend in the Electric Ballroom in London as well. So loads of stuff coming up for us, and Liverpool for TNT is the weekend after that. So looking forward to that. Cannot wait.
Absolutely. And we are live. We're live across TNT's social pages, across Facebook and across TNT's YouTube channel. So if you're watching this from home, then thank you very much for tuning in. And not only do we want you to kind of interact with the show, send us your questions, send us your comments, tell us what matches you're most looking forward to on the 28th and 29th from the Fusion. Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender. 4 tremendous shows, and of course you can get your tickets if you haven't done so already. Just head over to skiddle.com. Details are running along the bottom of the screen, or just download the Skiddle app. I understand there's a Skiddle app, Mike, which I was only made aware of yesterday, but either the website skiddle.com, download the app, get your tickets today. I believe there are combo tickets as well, which we will be talking about. And at least Mike is proudly sponsored by Skiddle this episode of Barbed Wire. But we thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait for you to get in touch and tell us what you're enjoying about TNT Extreme Wrestling, what you're most looking forward to about Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender and the various shows and matches involved. But it was back end of July when TNT, Extreme Wrestling, and Ignition were there in the Fusion with their most recent set of shows. We got some pictures from some of the action that went down, and this is really to entice you to get your tickets for the big weekender that's coming up at the end of September. But some of the best talents from the UK, Europe in some cases, maybe further afield, were there and that perform on a regular basis for TNT. You've got Rio there, one of the finest female workers in the world, traveling the world as well, as she faced Maddog and Johners, and that was a hell of a show. Skull Brawl, and they were on fine form that day. Maddog and Johners, one of the finest talents and performers in the UK and further afield. Kid Lycos, one half of Lycos Gym, of course, the TNT World Tag Team Champions. Act 2, we'll be seeing more from them and their involvement over the big weekend. We're going to talk about Temple of Malum. They were causing chaos, weren't they, Mike? Back end of June.
RPD out of action that weekend, and I think he's still, harbouring that injury from them guys giving him that beating. That was horrific. All three of them there simultaneously powerbombing him right into the apron, the hardest part of the ring, they all say, apart from the ring post. And that was a horrific, brutal attack.
Yeah, and of course we saw Tate Mayfair's defend his TNT World Championship in the main event of Summer Explosion against Effy. Hell of a match there. And of course, our good man himself, looking dapper in a golden bow tie there, Mike.
Hey, I've got that on tonight for you, Johners, especially the gold one. Look at that, nice and gold tonight. I did want to put my black sparkly bow tie on tonight, but Dee Dee, that little blue evil bear, has stolen my black bow tie and is wearing it around the country. So, so I was hoping to get that back yesterday in Stratford-upon-Avon, but then it tried to steal my shoes as well, so it didn't go down too well.
There we go. We got a few people that have reached out to us watching us live at home, so thank you very much. Graham Williams, big fan of TNT Extreme Wrestling. Woohoo! I can't do it as well as Graham.
Absolute TNT legend. He's been there from the start.
There we go. We got Richie watching us live at home via YouTube. Good to see the boys back. Thanks, Richie. Thanks for tuning in. And we've got Wrestle Snaps joining us live via Facebook. Evening, gents. Hope you're both well. Can't wait for next weekend, or the big weekender. Indeed, and we can't wait either. But Mike, when you think about this upcoming weekender with the 4 shows that we brought up on screen and we're going to talk about very, very soon, what sort of things that really jump out at you in particular? You're there at most, if not all, the TNT shows. You know a lot of the talent. You watch all the action go down. You must be looking forward to this weekender.
Definitely. It's just going to be amazing. And, the fans in Liverpool make it what it is. They're just some of the loudest, rowdiest fans in the UK, and they enjoy all the action. And, with shows like this, with Effy's Big Gay Brunch, the characters, it's just the massive characters, and it's really over the top. It is just amazing. And talking about over the top, the Rainbow Rumble is something I'm so excited for. It is just going to be absolute chaos, and there's going to be people getting flung out over the top rope. Both feet have got to touch the floor, Johners. Don't you forget that. Over the top, both feet must touch the floor. And there's going to be some of the best wrestlers on the planet are going to be taking part in these shows. It's going to be so exciting. And you've got to be there in Fusion Nightclub Liverpool all weekend. But we've got 4 shows. It's going to be non-stop action the whole time we're there. Ignition, Absolutely. Ignite the Fire's the first one, Jonas. So, and as well, of course, the nation of collaboration. There's going to be people from all sorts of different promotions from all around the UK taking part in that, showcasing their promotions, including Progress Wrestling, which is just, amazing. The Progress are going to have a match up in Liverpool at TNT, and that's going to be something pretty special.
That's right. And we will be talking about all them shows, including, you mentioned the Rainbow Rumble, which will be taking place on Saturday the 28th. And this will be the second ever Rainbow Rumble. We'll be breaking it all down. We'll be talking about last year's as well. Last year's winner, who will also be taking part in this year's Rainbow Rumble. We'll be breaking it all down. Also, one thing to note on both the Saturday and Sunday, Kiki Inferno will be there performing. Of course, I don't know if you know Kiki, but a tremendous entertainer that will be opening up both shows, I understand, over Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender on the 28th and 29th. So it's going to be great to see Kiki Inferno. Have you met Kiki before, Mike?
Not that I know of, but excited to see. And, anyone who performs at TNT is always absolutely marvelously talented. So just looking forward to that. It'll be a brilliant start to both shows, and exciting times, really, really good fun, and, a great way to start the shows. It'll be so, excited to see that, and looking forward to, to seeing what it's all about. So, it'd be great.
There we go. And also, we are looking ahead. November the 30th, Mike, from the Fusion Nightclub in Liverpool once again, TNT Extreme Wrestling presents Cold Day in Hell. And these shows always deliver. Cold Day in Hell is one of the main featured shows on the TNT annual calendar, and it will be back again November the 30th.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot about that very dangerous wrestler who is from the depths of hell, as far as I know. And it's going to be a cold day in hell, 30th of November. Can't wait for that. It's Cold Day in Hell is one of TNT's sort of 4 main events that they have each year. And it's just going to be something else. And, that individual is going to be dangerous. And, excited for that. Excited to see Cruel in action. So it'd be good.
Absolutely. And we've got Graham that's reached out to us again. Thank you, Graham. Looking forward to the whole show. I'm guessing this show, but I'm guessing the weekend he's talking about as well. And also Graham says last year was great. They had to make it a weekender to fit in even more. Couldn't agree with you more. And absolutely got 4 shows to look forward to, 4 shows to break down. Let's talk about this one here first of all. TNT Ignition presents Ignite the Fire, Mike. And we're going to be introduced to Najee, who makes his TNT Ignition debut. And he will be going up against Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy Jackson, no stranger to a TNT Ignition audience and the faithful there at the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool. Najee, a bit of an unknown quantity, but I've seen a few of his matches. Quite a character, bit of a high flyer, bit of an aerial artist. And I don't know if you remember Mr. Socko and Belong to Mankind, of course, or Santino Marella had the Cobra. Well, I think Najee's got something similar. Like a goose or something that he gets out towards the end of his matches. You'll be surprised. But also, I mentioned about...
Don't set me off this early in the show. What are you saying? He pulls a goose out of his pants.
He pulls a goose out of his pants.
Seeing that. That's going to be exciting.
Puts it on his arm. But it's a sock puppet, ladies and gentlemen. Don't start, Mike. It's too early. It's not past the watershed yet, okay?
Najee, absolutely brilliant talent. Somebody I've been watching with keen intent for a couple of years now, and extremely athletic individual, as is Jimmy Jackson. So that'll be, a 5-star attraction. That matchup will be absolutely brilliant because both just do some completely different things that you don't see anybody else do. So to have them paired off facing each other, that'll be really exciting. Very high flying matchup, I'm thinking, for that one, and acrobatically, sound would be great.
That's it. Look out for the goose as well. Look out for the goose. And then we got this one here. Jay Joshua returns to a TNT Ignition ring to take on Joe Kessler. Now, the last time we spoke about Jay Joshua was when he was the number 1 contender going up against MVK for the TNT Ignition Championship. This time, Jay Joshua's back and taking on Joe Kessler. And of course, Joe was very much a part of the last show, Outrage, when he became the 3rd member of Temple of Malum, if I'm not mistaken. But these two will be going head to head at Ignite the Fire and September the 28th, Mike.
Yeah, and Jay Joshua did amazingly in that match against MVK, but MVK is just a different beast. And Joe Kessler, fresh back from injury on the last show, did amazingly. Join Temple of Malum, so showing a really nasty, vicious streak in him. So that match will be really interesting to see who comes out on top of that one, because Jay Joshua is someone who's on the rise all over the UK and Europe. And Joe Kessler has had to miss a little bit of time because of that injury, and he wants to be straight back to the top, back in that title picture. So these two guys, it's going to be a heck of a match, that one. And, both supremely talented individuals. So, yeah, really looking forward to that one, Johners. It'd be great.
Absolutely. Let's talk about this one here, because these two teams have got a bit of a storied rivalry. Now, please feel free to fill us in, but you've got Drew Parker and Quintessential teaming up to take on the combination of Emerson Jane and Skull Brawl in the 6-person tag team affair competition, Mike. Now we know that Drew Parker and Emerson Jane have got a vicious, storied, extreme rivalry, and Quintessential took on Skull Brawl at the last show, back end of July. But these two teams, these two combination of teams teaming up in what's going to be a vicious, brutal battle, I can tell you now, considering who's involved. What are your thoughts going into this one, Mike?
Yeah, well, I absolutely love Skull Brawl. Really entertaining guys. And, Caleb Valhalla, like direct from Asgard. He absolutely brilliant, the pair of them. Really great. And Emerson Jane, one of the toughest competitors that you'll see in the UK. And, she battled Drew Parker in some amazing death matches. And then it was at the tail end of the last show where Emerson Jane came and got her revenge on Drew Parker and cost him the Thrill Kill Championship there. So that was pretty amazing stuff. But during all this, there's been an issue right the way through where Drew Parker's had these two masked individuals following him about and causing chaos at shows. And it was revealed at the end of that show that it was Quintessential who were in these masks. So obviously that's how this has ended up being a six-person tag match with Quintessential in Drew Parker's corner and with Emerson Jane having Skullbrawl in her corner. So looking forward to that one. It's bound to be chaos with those individuals involved, and it'll be really interesting to see what Quintessential are doing with Drew Parker. That is a very dangerous alliance there. So looking forward to seeing what could possibly happen there. And I'll definitely be steering clear of them three because they seem to be absolutely twisted at the moment.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw on Emerson Jane's socials a couple of days ago, but she suffered a nasty gash to the chin from competing over the weekend. I'm sure she'll be fully recovered come the 28th and 29th. One of the toughest wrestlers in all of wrestling, you know firsthand. Let's talk about this one here. This one is for the TNT Ignition Women's Championship. Newly crowned two-time women's champion Lucy Sky will be defending against new number one contender ZZ after she outbattled Ivy at the last show. That was right, wasn't it, Mike? To become the new number one contender, and she takes her rightful place as the number one contender to take on Lucy Sky at Ignite the Fire. So this will be an interesting first defense for Lucy Sky and a chance for ZZ to really prove whether she's got what got her past Ivy in that number one contenders match.
Yeah, well, Ivy, the queen of the Karens, was bested by ZZ, who's a formidable competitor, absolutely brilliant. Someone I've been watching for a good few years now. And but as well, you've got to talk about the champ because Deathmatch Lucy won that belt back in an amazing matchup against Casey Owens, the mother of chaos. So, big props to Lucy, Deathmatch winner. And be exciting to see how ZZ gets on. That's going to be a great contest. And Lucy's definitely a fighting champion, so it'll be great to see how she fares against ZZ, who's a strong and a very tall individual. So yeah,
absolutely. And we spoke about these two teams briefly earlier on, but you will see the TNT World Tag Team Championships on the line, Mike, at Ignite the Fire, September the 28th. Lycos Gym will be defending their World Tag Team Championships against Temple of Malum. And we mentioned earlier how Joe Kessler became the third member of Temple of Malum at the last show. Well, Temple of Malum, they are now the number one contenders and probably the most ferocious team on the Ignition books right now, going up against the formidable team that is Lycos Gym, as they'll be defending their tag team championships one more time. This is a match, and I've said it before, that has, a main event written all over it, or certainly a real ticket seller, Mike. But I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. This is a match I can't wait to see.
Definitely, yeah. And I saw the formation of Temple and Malum and how they've built and become this dominant force in TNT. And of course, with that troublesome Lana Austin with them, anything can happen. But I've seen all sorts of antics from them, with black mist being sprayed out of people's mouths and black ooze pouring out of people. But the Temple of Malum, I don't know if it's a cult or a religious thing, but either way, when they are in that Temple of Malum, it's just a different sort of problem. And talking about problems, Lycos Gym, but both guys absolutely brilliant wrestlers. Lycos too, and of course Lycos. That's going to be just a brilliant matchup, and they have been great tag team champions. Obviously beating Bestia and Mecha Wolf a couple of months back now. La Rebellion and Lycos Gym, great fighting champions, and it'll be a very interesting matchup. And the deciding factor in that one could be the superstar herself, Lana Austin. If she's at ringside causing havoc, distracting people, that could be what leads to Lycos' downfall. But I'm hopeful that they'll be able to retain the titles against those two troublemakers.
Absolutely. Hell of a match. Can't wait to watch that one. The final match we're going to talk about from Ignite the Fire is this one here. And it's going to be for the TNT Ignition Championship. MVK, a reigning defending champion. He's bested everybody that's been in his path so far, Mike, but going up against the longest reigning TNT Ignition champion, the first ever TNT Ignition champion and original Sonner Durson. We've not seen Sonner in a TNT or an Ignition ring since about February this year, and he is back now to hopefully put on a great show and to reclaim a championship that he once held for 788 days, Mike. That is an incredible match. And I think MVK, he needs to be careful and better not underestimate Son of Durston. I think that could be the hardest match of his championship reign so far. Definitely
Son of Durston. I was there for his whole title reign at TNT Ignition. A brilliant technical wrestler, the Turkish Wolf. And it just, for me, it depends what attitude Son of Durston shows up with. There's times when he shows up, angry and rage-filled. And, he might need that against MVK, because MVK is just such a formidable champion, just a skilled individual in the ring, and just agile but technical as well. This is one of the best champions in the UK, and Sonner's going to have his wits about him in that one and just put everything he knows into it. He's a trainer at Claw Academy, so he needs to be using them skills he can, but it's tough to keep that beast MVK down. So yeah, that'll be a really interesting matchup, that one, for the TNT Ignition Championship. You've got to be there on Saturday the 28th for that one. It's going to be pretty awesome. John is looking forward to it.
Skiddle.com is where you need to be heading right now, or download the Skiddle app and find TNT Extreme Wrestling. You will find all 4 shows. We have 3 more to talk about. But to get your tickets for Ignite the Fire, just go to Skiddle.com right now. I'm sure there's going to be a link in the description to this show, so click on it now. And don't miss out September the 28th and 29th. Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender. 4 shows all in one weekend. And Mike, you're going to be ringing out in all 4 shows. I hope you've got the gargling mouthwash ready. And I hope you don't lose it by show 2, because you got a whole other day the following day.
As long as this goose doesn't show up, we'll be fine.
I saw it on one of his YouTube videos. I don't know. You'll be surprised. He might have. I don't know. He might dress it up like you. It could be the Mike Angus goose.
No one else is getting one of my bow ties. That's it. The rest are staying safe.
We've had a few other people watching us at home, and let's have a look. Richie again. Thank you, Richie. His friend Morgan. He loves the hype shows, and it's his birthday today. So is it Morgan's birthday today? Happy birthday, Morgan! Hope you're enjoying the hype show.
Morgan. If this turns out it's one of them, it's going to end up being Morgan Freeman or something, is it?
It's not your birthday today, is it, Mike, by any chance?
It's always my birthday, mate. You know this. Always celebrating.
And we got Wrestle Snaps again. MVK has been unstoppable this year. He has been unstoppable this year, and he is an absolute beast. We shall see what unfolds when he does take on Son of Durston. And Son is going to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder, because he is the longest reigning TNT Ignition champion, and he's going to want to reclaim that crown. But let's hope he hasn't bitten off more than he can chew with MVK. Let's talk about the second show taking place on September the 28th, which of course is Effy's Big Gay Brunch presents Rainbow Rumble. And here's a little graphic for you there. And of course, there are combo tickets available on Skiddle.com, or download the app, where you can get weekender tickets for the Rainbow Rumble and Big Gay Brunch. Now, there's a screen grab if ever I've seen it with with that. But let's talk about this match here first. And of course, it will be Shay Monet versus Dark Sheik. And to help us talk about this match, we do have a special guest. And we do always love to have special guests on episodes of Barbed Wire. And today we have none other than Shay Monet joining us live on episode 3 of Barbed Wire. Shay, brilliant to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. At short notice as well, but you delivered, you came through. But great to have you on episode 3 of Barbed Wire. You are live to the nation, my friend.
Hi, live audience. Hello, boys. It's my pleasure to be here. As always, fulfilling all your fantasies as usual. And look at the specs. I'm giving smart today.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, we brought up the graphic there. We're going to bring it up again. But you've got a big match to look forward to on September the 28th from the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool, when you take on Dark Sheik. Now, this is a much anticipated featured match of the Rainbow Rumble show. First of all, we're a couple of weeks away from the show taking place itself. Where's your head at the moment when you think about the day, the show, the weekender, and in particular your opponent for that match?
I mean, it's Effy's big gay brunch, and this time it's not just a night, it's a weekend. So this is not just one night, it's 2 nights of action. So, like, really, it's expected unexpected, because what am I going into is the question. Like, yes, I know I'm wrestling Dark Sheik, but like, these shows are made for reasons for people like me to have opportunity. So why not make the most of opportunity while it's there? And I mean, I hate to say it. Well, not, you know what? I love to say it. But last year, Effie's Big A Brunch was the reason my career like skyrocketed. Like, it felt like a rocket was strapped to my back, and I've had a lot strapped to my back, and I just flew. Like, it was a different experience, and like from there, I can honestly say Effie's Big Gay Brunch Liverpool is the reason that I wrestle every single week now, because that gave me the platform to showcase that I'm more than just a gimmick. I'm more than just a good wrestler. I am the complete package. So from there, I've had multiple opportunities, and it proved that I am a main eventer. Like, I am main event money. So going into this show, like, I'm like expect unexpected, because obviously those who know, I wrestled Dark Sheik for my GCW debut back in January in Florida, and we were in Dark Sheik's neck of the woods, so hometown advantage, right? You're coming over to my neck of the woods, and it's a different ball game, because when you wrestled me, Sheik, it was the start of this year. Look at everything that I've been through now. Do you honestly think that you're about to walk in this ring and have a coast? Like, absolutely not. I gave you a fight the first time and nearly beat you in your home country. So this time, I mean, I don't know if I can swear or not, but if I could spell Fuckad out, that's
There we
exactly
go.
what I'm going into this like.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how would you say you're going to approach the match this time round against Dark Sheik compared to your first match back at the beginning of the year for your GCW debut? Has your mindset changed? Has your game plan changed, maybe?
100%. Like, when you are in a not just only a new promotion in a new country, that's when the nerves hit you the most. So I completely blame the nerves. But the thing is like, we all know what I'm capable of. Like, they call me the weapon of mass destruction for a reason, and that is a playoff of mass destruction. So this is what I can cause. And the thing is like, I was nervous the first time coming around, because we are in your country. Everyone loves you. They're cheering Dark Sheik, and I'm used to shame on A, but like, here, they say my name, not yours. So walking into this, I'm very much, if I could say, you don't have to get ready, you stay ready. And that's exactly what I'm like.
There we go. Mike, any questions for our special guest, Shay Monet?
Oh, an absolute honour to be joined by Shay Monet. Absolutely brilliant wrestler, one of my favourite people to work with in the business, and literally so entertaining. The weapon of mass destruction, as you said. But one of the absolute highlights of any TNT show is when Cherry Pie hits, and out comes Shay Monet in some amazing outfit, and you know, steals the show every time in Liverpool. And you say the Dark Sheik's coming over to the UK, it's going to be, you know, Shay Monet Fusion. Liverpool is basically your hometown now when you're in the UK. Mm-hmm. You know, I know you're based up in Scotland, but you know, that audience, they're yours, and you know, it's going to be it could be a nasty environment for Dark Sheik coming in, and you know, Dark Sheik as well wears some of the best outfits in professional wrestling as well, all X-Men and Marvel inspired gear and stuff like that. So it's going to be a real clash of colourful characters, and I'm just so excited for that matchup, because Dark Sheik has impressed me every time they've been in action in the UK as well. So that is just going to be, honestly, a highlight of the weekend, that matchup. So looking forward to it, Shay. But a question for you, just so I don't just big you up. I would like to question, what have you got a special outfit arranged for the show for the Rainbow Rumble? I'm sure you have, but...
Good question.
I don't have one outfit. I don't have two outfits. I have 3 outfits. Brand spanking new, Shay Monet customs. Because again, Dark Sheik's not going to turn up in anything like that's just off the rack. So I've got competition here. But we all know is like, ever disappointed with an outfit? Like, be serious here. Since I've came into TNT, like this is the real civil war going on. Like Captain America and Iron Man was not the civil war. Shame on and Dark Sheik is the real one. A battle of fashion, a battle of battles, battle of queers. Like this is the real battle here. And like I think I can just elaborate. Like taking away from our first encounter, everyone was saying how it was match of the night and oh how good it was and the amount of like recognition I got from that. So now that I'm bringing it over to here, it's like I just hope that we put on the same battle that we had in the US because if so, this has potential to be not just match of the night, not just match of the weekend, but match of the year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We've got Troy Grant Media watching us live at home and sent in a comment via YouTube. Thank you, Troy, for watching us live via YouTube. Shay should have been everywhere before last year's Big Gay Brunch, but it's awesome to see them now finally getting the proper recognition they deserve. So thank you, Troy Grant Media, for tuning in, for being a good friend of the show and a huge supporter of yours, Shay.
Yes, as you should be. Like I don't know. This is just these are comments that just keep me going, honestly. Like because it's just wrestling is a roller coaster ride. Like for someone like Mike, you know, you're around everything as well. So it's just a roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, and you're your own worst critic as well. But like weekends like this, opportunities like this, and the thing is, like, before Big Gay Brunch, I was never looked at as like a main eventer, shall we say. I was always the sideshow, the comedy act, the opener to get the crowd on their feet. Jay Apter, TNT, and even Brett, who owns GCW, put me in this position to be able to do this and showcase their art. And I mean, look, I'm a former TNT World Champion now. I mean, it didn't go so well, but it still counts, right? I'm in the history books. So it's just like, and again, that match with Crowley was highlighted as a match of the year. So it just goes to show you put your faith in me, I'm going to give you what you want. And this is why I'm walking to Big Gay Brunch. I'm ready. I just wanted to be the weekend now because I'm about to steal the show. You have no idea what I'm going to come up with. Like, I'm ready.
There we go. We got a few more people that have reached out about yourself, Shay. Wrestle Snaps. Shay always puts on an amazing performance. Best of luck next weekend.
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
Wrestle Snaps. And we've got Graham Williams watching us live at home. Is Shay worried that Visage will be in the same building and might interfere? What could Graham be on about there?
I mean, like, let's take it back. Like, Visage was the reason that I lost the title in the first place. Like, if there was no Visage there, I would have been good. I'd probably still be your TNT World Champion. Unfortunately, jealousy is a bitch. Sorry if I can say that. And Visage is going to be in the same building, but last year when me and Visage went one-on-one, I think I proved who the best of the best is. Like, you put me in a position to Visage. I came into your turf and took over. That's how bad it was because you know what? I wanted it. Visage couldn't make up her mind if she wanted to stay, go, stay, go, stay, go. She even jumped on my coattails. But at the end of the day, Visage is an amazing competitor. But I was just better that night. So Visage will be in the same building, but if you got any problems, Visage, you know where I'm at.
There we go. Absolutely. And let me ask you before we say goodbye to Shay Monet, let's say a couple of weeks away from the big weekender and your match against Dark Sheik on the 28th. If you've got a message to Dark Sheik and that you'd like them to hear, if they're watching Barbed Wire episode 3, if you've got a message for your opponent, what would it be?
Is bring your best because I don't want nothing but the best. If you're not going to show up in the UK ready, you can stay at home because I'm not playing about. I'm not playing about. Shows like this were made for people like me to take advantage of every opportunity we can. So Dark Sheik, I don't want 50%. I don't want 75%. I want the full 100% because at the end of the day, what's my name? Shay motherfucking Monet.
There we go. And I just want to thank our guest, Shay Monet, for being a wonderful guest on episode 3 of Barbed Wire. There we go. Shay Monet, you've been brilliant. And we look forward to seeing how it all goes down September the 28th at the Rainbow Rumble. Thank you, Shay.
Thank you so much. You have the best show, and I'll see you next soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Wow. What a fantastic guest for episode 3. Absolutely fantastic.
Shay Monet always delivers every time in Liverpool. Honestly, the crowd just light up as soon as Shea Monet arrives, and it's, you know, it is a party. And that match is going to be absolutely special because Dark Sheik, the Master Mold, is just another very special performer who is absolutely brilliant. So that match is a real clash of the titans. It's going to be absolutely epic. Really excited for that one. Be brilliant.
There we go. And we mentioned Visage, or maybe Graham mentioned Visage just a moment ago, and Visage will be taking on Sky Smithson. That's going to be another fantastic featured match that's going to be taking place at Effy's Big Gay Brunch presents Rainbow Rumble on September the 28th from the Fusion nightclub, my apologies, in Liverpool. Another match to look forward to, Mike, is Lizzie Evo versus Ali Catch, and this one will be for the TNT Women's Championship. Now, I know, Mike, we spoke about this match off air, and this is a match that you're definitely looking forward to. You know Lizzie very, very well. You know Ali Catch very, very well. And a match you're looking forward to, a match I know our TNT audience are looking forward to as well.
Yeah, very excited for both their matches you've just mentioned. One thing, it'll be great to see Sexy Smithson up in Liverpool, the Villainess. That match against Visage is really, really interesting because both of these can both be two of the worst villainesses that I've seen in the UK, you know, so it'll be that could get nasty, that one. And you know, Smithson working so hard in the gym all the time and is a brilliant competitor, so that'll be a great match. And obviously, John, as you mentioned about Lizzie Evo against Ali Catch, now Lizzie's been an amazing champion at TNT.
Yes.
She is the live bird, she is the one-woman army. It's you know, absolutely the heart and soul of Liverpool in the live bed. And Ali Catch has been really welcome to Liverpool, you know, when she's been over. You know, treats it like her hometown when she's over as well, you know, partying it up out in the town and really connecting with the fans and the wrestlers. I just think that'll be an amazing matchup. And interestingly enough, I do believe that they are going to be clashing in another match, possibly a Progress this weekend. So that'll be interesting, but the title will not be on the line in that one. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens there in the Electric Ballroom first with these two. They faced each other before as well in the past. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens there. But this one at the Rainbow Rumble on September 28th, when Lizzie's championship is on the line, that's what means the most to Lizzie Evo. And she'll defend that with her life in Liverpool. She is the live bird. She is the heart and soul. Ali Catch is going to have to literally, you know, stand over Lizzie Evo's dead body to take that championship away from her. And, you know, everyone in Liverpool is going to be behind her. So, yeah, that'll be a different kettle of fish for Ali Catch to experience. So, yeah, it'll be really, really exciting, that one as well. Great stuff. A brilliant championship match.
And this show isn't called the Rainbow Rumble just because it kind of trips off the tongue, Mike. There is actually a Rainbow Rumble. And there are some of the participants. We can go through them now, but I'm guessing this is going to be like a Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. You've seen these before. In fact, this is the second incarnation of the Rainbow Rumble. Jason Joshua will be one of the entrants there. We can talk about some of these as we go. Tony Wright will be another entrant, as well as Helen Charlotte Campbell, my apologies. And that's it. And Aiton Steen will be a participant as well as Cassius.
Oh, brilliant.
And Joe Blazer. And of course, we've mentioned Visage. Visage will be an entrant in the Rainbow Rumble also, as well as Session Moth Martina. And not forgetting another entrant that's already been announced, Harley Hudson, who was the winner of the first ever Rainbow Rumble last year, looking to make it 2 years on the bounce, 2 Rainbow Rumbles on the trot. Any thoughts about those entrants? I know that you work closely with a lot of those and know them very well, and some of them you may well have seen participate in last year's Rainbow Rumble, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the best sort of allies and LGBTQ plus, you know, personalities in wrestling, and just some amazing, colourful competitors. You know, it's great to see Neon Cassius involved. Obviously, Cassius, you know, somebody who just brings absolute joy every time they appear in the ring. Saw them wrestling down in London the other week for over the AEW weekend, and you know, Cassius attends Progress a lot and comes and enjoys the shows, and it's just such a brilliant, flamboyant competitor. And then there's people like you know, Jason Joshua, who's going to be appearing in Liverpool, I think, for the first time. Yesterday, I was working with Jason, and they became the first PW champion for the first time there, which was absolutely epic moment. Harley Hudzilla obviously won the Rainbow Rumble last year. She became the PW Women's Champion yesterday at the show I was at. So, the competitors in this matchup are just absolutely elite. It's top level talent like Joe Blazer, Tony Wright, some of the most exciting competitors, Johners, in the UK, and they're all going to be in this Rumble match, which it's just going to make it so exciting and chaotic as well. Obviously, any Rumble can be chaotic, but with this group of talent who are in this one, it's just going to be something absolutely special. And, last year's was amazing. Hudzilla picking up the win there, but it was, people like Commander Stephanie Sterling were in there near the end. Paro was in there causing chaos, the big Paro. It was absolutely such a special moment, and this year's is going to be no different. And just make sure if you're in that front row that you take a couple of steps back so you don't end up with covered in glitter after that one.
We just to whet the appetite, and you alluded to it there. Let's have a quick recap of how last year's Rainbow Rumble, the first ever Rainbow Rumble, came to an end. And here we go, Mike.
Paro now. No. Powering out Commander Stephanie Sterling. He's not even supposed to be here. He can't win this. That's not even legal. This is unbelievable. Somebody's got to do something. Paro's done today like he's won. He's forgot about Harley Hudson. Harley's did. Oh, you fucking kidding me? Electric here at Hangar 34. Harley Hudson wins the very first Rainbow Rumble. I'm so happy that she got rid of Paro. Thank God. Scouse Gil Power reigns supreme here in the Rainbow Rumble. All the tricks, all the games, none of it can stop Harley from overcoming the whole of the scene and big ass Paro. Oh. She's trying to ruin the moment of Harley Hudson, but he can't take away the joy, the beauty, the magic. She is our gladiator, and she proved that she's deserving of the title she wants when she wants it. I've got to go get ready for the main event. Effy, thank you so much for joining me up here. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Good luck tonight. Make sure you tell them how buff I am on the commentary line. Oh, babe, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our first half here at Effy's Big Game Brunch UK. What a night it's been so far, and we're not even nearly over. This is going to be...
There we go, Mike. That was just to whet the appetite, to set the scene for this year's Rainbow Rumble. And of course, Harley Hudson will be looking to make it 2 years in a row. Let's
brought back some memories. That, Johners, it was absolutely special to hear Effy and obviously DJ and the commentary there, bigging that up. Absolutely love it. And Mark Adams on the ring announcing there did a great job. It was lovely to see referee LK in action, and congratulations to LK, who's recently had some amazing news that we've all seen on the Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, congratulations, because it's not often you get a chance to say that out in person, is it? So and of course Hudzilla there with a massive win. And I'll tell you one thing, Johners, Paro is still pissed off about that, because I saw him in Philadelphia for WrestleMania. I was chatting to him during the Progress show, and he is furious about that still now. I don't know if he's going to be here at this weekend, but he will be back for revenge at some point, I'm sure, because he has not forgotten about that whatsoever. And I tell you what, one crazy thing to mention is I was working with Harley Hudson yesterday, Hudzilla. She has worked so hard in the gym to become this elite athlete. And just to see the difference, it's just so mad to see the difference in a year between that, where she won that, and her now. The shape she's in is absolutely astonishing. She has worked so hard in the gym, and it's going to be a real treat for everyone in Liverpool next weekend to see her in action in the Rainbow Rumble.
And let's briefly talk about what could be the main event of the Rainbow Rumble on September the 28th. Effy's gay dungeon match. It could be a big gay dungeon match, but Charles Crowley has got his hands full when Effy comes back over to Liverpool for the Rainbow Rumble. And I've got to ask you first of all, Mike, what is Effy's gay dungeon match? Something I've never heard of before.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with what Effy's gay dungeon match is, but if it's from the mind of Effy, somebody who's Q&A I saw last year, obviously, and I've worked with a lot. He's got the mind of a genius, Effy. So I'm sure it'll be something very interesting, exciting, and you know, if Crowley's involved, it's going to be entertaining. You know, it's
going to be weird.
You know that, and he is. You know, it's but them two guys are two of the best wrestlers that I have seen in action on the planet. Two of the most entertaining and just absolute geniuses, both of them. So that really is an absolute dream match for anyone who's a wrestling fan. Effy versus Charles Crowley is just going to be amazing. Now, I don't know what the stipulation is going to add to that. It's but it you know, we're all going to be there, so we're going to enjoy it and see what happens. And it's I'm sure we'll hear a lot about it afterwards for sure.
That's it. With that match and the Rainbow Rumble, and Visage versus Sky Smithson, and Shay Monet versus Dark Shake. Like I say, this show is definitely worth the price of admission. Go over to the Skiddle app, and as I mentioned earlier, there are actually combo tickets. 2 show tickets for the Rainbow Rumble and Effy's Big Gay. There he is again. Effy's Big Gay Brunch, the 28th and 29th. Head over to the Skiddle app or skiddle.com and get your 2 show tickets for the weekend right away. Let's talk about this one here. Nation of Collaboration.
We are the nation.
And of course, Nation of Collaboration basically is TNT Extreme Wrestling inviting in some of the biggest and best wrestling promotions from around the UK to showcase their talent in some of the biggest matches you're likely to see over that weekend, including the likes of Superstars of Wrestling, Discovery Wrestling, Infamous Wrestling, Off the Page, TNT Ignition, and of course, Progress Wrestling, one of the biggest companies in the world. Mike, this is exciting for you to be a part of this weekend and to be part of Nation of Collaboration with those 6 tremendous groups involved in the same show, showcasing their very best talent and in some cases championship matches. But this is kind of like a super show, really.
I would say so, yeah, and it's so special, and it's great to see as well everyone working together in the UK, trying to give the fans even more action, even more excitement, and to bring in these different promotions is so great, and to showcase what they can do and what they're doing week in, week out, all around the UK. And it's amazing to see that, you know, there's like Discovery are involved, Infamous, OTP, and of course Progress, all places that I've been and watched their shows, enjoyed the shows that they put on, and it's just great that they get a chance to show the people in Liverpool, the fans in Liverpool, what it's all about for their promotions. And, you know, obviously they can let us know when they've got shows coming up. They can, you know, do whatever they want. They could have their own commentary team. They could have their own ring announcers. Heck, anything could happen. Anyone could show up as well as the thing. You know, you might have Progress owner Lee McAtee, ring announcing, who knows? Anything could happen at that one, Johners. And there's so many different people who each promotion can pick from all around the country to come and represent in Liverpool. So, you know, it's going to be really exciting, and great to see Superstar Pro Wrestling back as well. Of course, myself and Stu Palmer from Stu's Wrestling Podcast did the commentary for the early Superstar Pro Wrestling shows. Great to see that back in Liverpool. Off the Page, I believe I've got a show coming up this Saturday in Warrington, so looking forward to that one. I think I may be ring announcing that one, so that'll be amazing.
No doubt. I'm sure you'll be in the vicinity, yeah, with a microphone in hand.
If I'm not announcing it, I'll still go and watch, because it's great to support my friends and people who are working so hard in the industry. You know, Infamous based in Runcorn. You got Discovery. You know, I believe in Discovery, so. You know, it's just so exciting. And Progress, obviously, have got their show this weekend on the 22nd in the Electric Ballroom. So make sure, if you're not in London for that, you can come up to Liverpool and see a Progress Wrestling match. My only concern is I hope we don't have to change the ring skirts and buckle pads for every match.
That would be a nightmare. Let's talk about some of the matches. And of course, it's the first show that kicks off day 2 of the weekend on Sunday the 29th. Doors at 1:30, first bell at 2 o'clock. let's talk about some of the matches that have been announced already. And under the Superstar of Wrestling banner, we've got Barry Pewet taking on Critchy. Mike, I've got to say, Barry Pewet, one of the most entertaining luchadors. Is he a Lancashire luchador?
I think I think he's a distant cousin of the Lancadors. Yeah.
There you go. That's where I made my slight mistake there. But one of the most entertaining wrestlers taking on Critchy. Go on.
Well, Barry Pewet, I'm very familiar with him. Obviously, he told me that he hasn't watched a wrestling match since a VHS he had in 1995. I think 1-2-3 Kid versus Bret Hart's one of his favorite matches, and he's learnt it all from the classics. And he, when he brings it to the ring, he shows them talents. I always think people like Doink the Clown were a better wrestler than you ever would have imagined. But Barry Pewet has got them skills. And he brings it and he shows it. The Custard Cream Dream himself. He normally drives himself to shows, but I don't know if last time I saw him, his car was clamped. So we'll have to see. But Critchy is a rising star all around the UK, but in Liverpool, Critchy is going to be the man. I hate to say it because he's a troublemaker. He's a proper cheeky scouser, but this guy is somebody who works so hard in the gym, works so hard training. He is a skilled wrestler. He is a gobshite as well. We'll mention John as well while we're talking about him.
I know. But, I shared a room with him once.
Anytime he's in the ring with me, he's talking about my hair. He's obsessed with my hair. He's obsessed with me having a top knot. He's, he just can't get over that somebody's got a top knot. It's like it shocks him. But he is trouble. But he is going to be a big star. He's working hard, and his tag partner Tom McCall, the pair of them, FTM, doing great things. And that match will be exciting. I cannot wait to see it because Barry, I'm not taking the mick when I say this, that he's learned from VHSs. This is somebody who's watched the classics. He's watched that golden era, and he can do it all. He can do it all. Atomic drop, body slam, running power slam. He's got this in his arsenal, and looking forward to see it. Just he did have some trouble with heights last time I saw him, so hopefully he'll keep it in the ring for this one. I don't want him doing any high flying again because I tell you what, crikey, his head went when he was up on that top rope.
Well, the last time I saw him, he brought his shopping bag to the ring with him, full of bread and biscuits. And then he tried to get into the ring and immediately bounced out the ring. So it will be fun nonetheless. I'm not sure if Critchy quite knows what he's letting himself in for.
That was when we had to dust the ring, brush the ring straight after because it was covered in bourbons and digestives, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely fantastic.
Clean up in aisle 3.
Here we go. Off the Wall presents Helen Charlotte Campbell taking on Aiton Steen. Now, this is another featured match from Nation of Collaboration on Sunday, the 29th of September. Mike, two fantastic wrestlers. Aiton, I've come across before, used to wrestle for the LWF up in Lancashire, now under the Off the Wall banner, taking on Helen Charlotte Campbell. This is going to be a fun match for those in attendance on Sunday, the 29th.
This will be brilliant. HCC has developed an even more vicious, character in the past few months, and is just such a dangerous individual. And Aiton Steen, as you mentioned, very familiar with Aiton from LWF and Future Shock, and Aiton has also had a bit of a change of character very recently, and the mood has certainly changed around Aiton Steen. Seems also to be almost vampiresque, and a very talented wrestler. And this will be a really good contest. It'll be intriguing to see who comes out on top in this one, because both are very, very talented, and both sort of attaining new levels in the career right at this time. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top between the two of them. So both very skilled though.
Absolutely. And this one here under the Discovery Wrestling banner for the Discovery Openweight Championship, Cowboy Dave Conrad versus Judas. Now, I've seen Judas wrestle quite a few times. I think I actually saw him in his first and his second ever match a few years back. But I know you've seen him more recently in a TNT Ignition ring, Mike. But I don't know too much about Cowboy Dave Conrad. But nonetheless, this is going to be for Judas's Discovery Openweight Championship. This is one to look forward to under the Discovery Wrestling banner.
Yeah, Judas has been super impressive at TNT, especially at an amazing match at a Comic-Con in the M&S Bank Arena for TNT. Obviously at Liverpool Comic Con with Monopoly Events. That was an amazing encounter there. And Judas pulling out some moves I'd never seen before, which was does astonish me still that people are coming up with innovative stuff that I've not seen before. As being a wrestling fan for 30 plus years and working in wrestling for more than 10 years, to see some innovative stuff like that really put Judas on the map for me. And Cowboy Dave Conrad, not someone I know too well, but anytime I've worked with cowboys around the UK, I've known them to be absolute trouble. As Bronco Billy Wilde is one of the most dangerous cowboys I've encountered. And of course, Tim Strange was at TNT the other month. So if they're anything to go by, the Cowboy Dave Conrad could be a big danger for Judas. And looking forward to that matchup. It'd be interesting to see what the Cowboy brings to the ring. So excited for that one.
And under the infamous championship, under the infamous banner, you've got Prince Pele versus Tommy Jackson versus Isaac North versus Jack Johnson for Isaac North's championship. He is the champion, I believe, looking at that graphic, but under the infamous banner for Nation of Collaboration. Not too familiar with these gentlemen. I've seen Isaac North many times, as well as Prince Pele, but fill us in on these individuals and what sort of match we're likely to get in this four-way for the title, Mike.
Yeah, Prince Pele, brilliant competitor. Looking forward to seeing them back in action. Tommy Jackson, obviously the leader of VGS, somebody who's wrestled at Wrestle Island and quite a few other promotions that I've worked on. And he is a very dangerous man, almost sort of Peaky Blinders-esque, Johners, but just
nice waistcoat as well.
Intense individual, very smart waistcoat, looking very smart there. And Jack Johnson is somebody who I know pretty well as well. He was on my football team in the winning the Blacksmith Cup when we defeated the Soft Pro Rappers. And Jack is somebody who was just, he didn't stop running, that man, in that football match. And his cardio is absolutely immense. And he just never quits, never stops. So, tenacious individual. And, he's a little bit of a chav, they might call him, but Isaac North, just absolute monster, isn't he? Part of the Temple of Malum, champion at Infamous in Runcorn. It's going to be tough to wrestle the championship away from him, but all four of them individuals are going to put on a heck of a match and, do Infamous proud. And, DJ King's going to be there, and he knows exactly what them guys are all about. And if he's picked them to showcase his promotion, then he knows exactly what he's doing. So that should be really exciting. And another one to look forward to for the weekend. This Nation of Collaboration is just so exciting for me.
Really is. And under the TNT Extreme Ignition banner, Shreddy returns on September the 29th. And Shreddy has got a long history with TNT and with Ignition. But he'll be there representing Ignition at Nation of Collaboration. And Shreddy returns, Mike. A hell of a return, something to look forward to. And another reason why you should be getting your tickets over at skiddle.com to see Shreddy return on September the 29th.
You were doing so well, Jonathan, then. Shreddy, who's the daddy? Who's the daddy? The big man's back, eh? Well, he's been wrestling in Japan for the last couple of months, and I'm terrified to see what he brings back, in all honesty, to Ignition, because he has got the potential to be one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Shreddy, somebody who works so hard in the gym and is a master of his craft. And I dread to think what he's learned in Japan and what sort of beast is gonna come back to TNT Ignition. And I've got a feeling it could be something very impressive for the fans. So that could be a very special moment and a real spark in Shreddy's career in the UK. So it could be a feather in the cap of the big man there. So looking forward to seeing what he brings there, really.
Absolutely. And Progress presents Kanji versus Rio. And we believe at the time of this going to print that it will be for Rio's Progress Women's World Championship. So Kanji will have an opportunity to become 3-time Progress Women's World Champion as she takes on Rio at Nation of Collaboration on September the 29th from Fusion Nightclub in Liverpool. This is a bit of a dream match, Mike, and certainly a match that really, really stands out as being one of the featured matches of Nation of Collaboration on the 29th of September.
Yeah, another potential show stealer for the weekend. Obviously, Rio, the unbreakable Rio, has just been an amazing champion of Progress. And Kanji, absolute heart and soul, Kanji. She's just been amazing. I always remember that matchup she had a Progress against Giselle Shaw, and it was just absolutely epic. And this is bound to be, exactly the same. Rio versus Kanji. Anytime these two get in the ring, it's electrifying, and they always put it all on the line. And to face each other for the Progress Women's Championship in Liverpool, that'll be an absolute honour to be there for that one, and really looking forward to that. And it'll be hard hitting, and Rio will have to be on an absolute peak performance to if she's going to defeat Kanji.
Absolutely. Let's jump to the evening show on the 29th, shall we? And we're going to be talking about Effy's Big Gay Brunch, Mike, presented by TNT Extreme Wrestling. And one of the featured matches, one of the featured events of Effy's Big Gay Brunch is going to be the Pride Up Scramble. So what can you tell us about the Pride Up Scramble, Mike? Any ideas? And there's obviously a briefcase in the graphic there. What can you tell us?
Well, scramble matches are always great fun. I know that for sure, Jonathan. I've heard that there's going to be some amazing competitors taking part in this one. For a ring announcer, it can be one of the most chaotic matches.
I bet.
Especially if you're not familiar with the competitors, which is always a nice surprise for me. But excited for that one. It can only it is a scramble, so it could be scrambled eggs on the day, but we'll have to see. And it obviously looks like the winner is going to be receiving the Pride Up briefcase, which I'm guessing has got some sort of title opportunity or a match opportunity in there for them. It's going to be amazing. Looking forward to it. And the names who've been announced so far, who I've heard, have all been absolute standouts. Obviously, Commander Stephanie Sterling, somebody who I'm very familiar with, seen them in action at Soft Pro, at Tidal, and of course, amazingly at TNT last year. But Commander Stephanie Sterling, brilliant competitor. And also you've got, of course, Tyler Adams, somebody I know very well. Tyler Adams at the All-Star Training Academy back in the day was absolutely a standout student wrestling, and then has only got even better wrestling at places like Wrestle Island and all over the UK. But somebody who I don't think has had the chance to showcase exactly what they can do in the ring fully. So this is a great opportunity for Tyler Adams to step up. And Adam Bolt as well, was working with Adam yesterday. This guy makes it look good. Obviously, he's been at TNT before, but this guy is someone who's worked so hard in the gym as well, and is absolutely looking on peak form at the moment, and somebody the fans really get behind. The guy who makes it look good. Honestly, it's going to be amazing to see him in action in Liverpool, and I think the fans will really get behind Adam Bolt on this occasion. So that 3 competitors mentioned in that, and it already looks amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. Going to be great.
Yeah, and stick to TNT socials to find out who the other 3 entrants are likely to be. I'm sure you'll find out in the next few days or weeks heading up to September the 29th. For Effy's Big Gay Brunch and the Pride Scramble, which will be one of the featured matches on that Sunday show. Also, Act 2 will be in action. They are set to appear at Effy's Big Gay Brunch, September the 29th. One of the very best tag teams, one of the very best combinations in the UK today. And they've seen a massive rise over the last couple of years. I got to know the guys very, very well. But 2 of the very best tag team wrestlers and one of the best tag teams in the whole of the UK. They'll be back in a TNT ring, and they'll be back at Effy's Big Gay Brunch, September the 29th, as will Dark Sheik. And it'll be Dark Sheik's Open Challenge on September the 29th at Effy's Big Gay Brunch. We spoke a bit about Dark Sheik earlier when we spoke to Shay Monet, but that's going to be an intriguing and an interesting Open Challenge there from Dark Sheik there, Mike. Any thoughts on that one?
Really intrigued who could answer that one. Yeah, be exciting to find out. And obviously, we mentioned Act 2, Jack Knudsen and Benjamin Harland, and been absolutely brilliant when I've seen them around the UK. Really impressive. Atomic Wrestling in Liverpool as well. But those 2 have always got a point to prove, and it'd be great to see them in tag team action. And of course, Dark Sheik, always brilliant. So looking forward to seeing who answers that Open Challenge. That could be a really great surprise. We'll have to see who that is. Can't wait.
Absolutely. And we've also got Harley Hudson taking on Cassius at Effy's Big Gay Brunch on Sunday the 29th from the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool. And we spoke a lot about Harley Hudson earlier and Cassius, but putting these 2 face-to-face in a TNT ring at Effy's Big Gay Brunch. This is definitely going to be a ticket shifter and worth the price of admission. But Mike, this is going to be a tremendous matchup between Harley Hudson and Cassius.
It is. It's going to be so colourful. There's going to be glitter everywhere, and it's going to be an amazing encounter between two really flamboyant and absolutely over the top and amazing individuals. So yeah, cannot wait for that one. It's that, that is going to be exciting. And for anyone who's on their fourth wrestling show of the weekend, that's just going to blow their minds. So yeah, it's so exciting. And the matches we've spoke about and the way it's been structured for the weekend, even though it's 4 shows, it's just going to be one after the other. It's going to be so exciting. You've got to make sure you get your tickets for this one and that you're there, because you don't want to miss any of this action and the pairings of the matches that people are facing. Everyone's got a great story. There's just so many great characters and wrestlers on these shows. It's just going to be something so special, and Liverpool won't know what's hit it. So yeah, make sure you're there for that and dress loud and proud. And just enjoy yourself. It's going to be an epic weekend. There's so much going on. It's just going to be so special. And you really, really don't want to miss it, Johners.
Absolutely. And say head over to skiddle.com or download the Skiddle app. There he is again. To get your weekender tickets for Effy's Big Gay Brunch, Rainbow Rumble on the Saturday, and Effy's Big Gay Brunch presented by TNT on the Sunday. So get your combo tickets in. Of course, tickets are available for all 4 shows over at skiddle.com. So hit the link in the description to this show straight after watching this. And don't be that guy that misses out or wishes that they were there, because it's one of them shows, or all 4 of them shows are going to be the show for you. It's going to be a fantastic weekend, Mike. I can't wait to be there and see you and all the TNT and all the Liverpool fans in attendance at Fusion.
It's going to be an amazing weekend, mate. Really looking forward to it. Obviously, the 28th, 29th. Get your tickets now. Head to Skiddle. Make sure to thank those guys for helping us out with the ticket sales and everything. And it's just going to be amazing to welcome everyone back to Liverpool for Fusion Nightclub, TNT Extreme Wrestling, and Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender. It's just going to be absolutely wild, and you've got to be there. It's going to be class. Looking forward to it.
Mike, this is episode 3 of Barbed Wire. We're just about to wrap on this, but it's been great fun hosting this with you again, my friends. Fantastic to have Shay Monet as a special guest earlier on. And if you missed that, it's about halfway through the episode, so please go and check that out. Fantastic 10 minutes with Shay Monet talking about his TNT experience, Big Gay Brunch experience, and his up-and-coming match against Dark Sheik. But it's been a fun episode. I always love doing these with you, but looking forward to episode 4, whenever that might be. But yes, thank you, Mike. You've been a wonderful co-host and a great friend, as always.
Thank you, Jonas. No, I appreciate it. And thank you for all your hard work you've done in getting the graphics and putting all that sort of stuff into the show. It's absolutely amazing. It's great to see the visuals and what we've got coming up for the weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. And I just wanted to thank anybody who's watched along this evening and posted comments. It's always appreciated. And what me and Jonas would like to ask as well, if anybody gets any nice photographs or videos at Effy's Big Gay Brunch Weekender, send them in to us. And what we'll do is we'll feature them on our next show and do a little recap of the weekend, the week after it, let you all know what went down. And if anyone wants any videos or has got any comments or anything they want to say or photos, feel free to send them over to us. Send videos of yourselves in if you want, saying what you thought of the matches. Give us a little review and we'll see what we can do, see what we can post on here for you, get you involved.
There we go.
And, it'd be an honour to hear.
Before we go, I'm going to leave the final words to WrestleSnaps because they've been busy sending in comments. Huge fan of Crowley. Glad to see him back in a TNT ring. Couldn't agree more. And one final one from WrestleSnaps. Kanji versus Rio is going to be a show stealer. 2 great reasons why you should be getting your tickets from skiddle.com or download the Skiddle app. But for everybody that's watched, thank you very much for tuning in. For those that have sent in comments, thank you very much for making it even more entertaining for me and Mike. Thank you to Shay Monet. Thank you to Jay Apter and the team at TNT. And Mike, thank you very much. And we'll catch you very soon, my friend.
Thank you, guys. See you at TNT Extreme Wrestling, 28th, 29th. We'll be there.
There we go.